All right, all. Hope everyone kind of learned a little more about virtual reality today, the history of it, what is virtual reality, kind of how we can use software and products like Frame VR to build virtual reality. Speaking of that, I'm giving you guys some homework to do for next week. Uh, by the way, if you haven't already, please contact me about when to pick up your headset. It's in that I've asked you, and I've asked you via email to please fill out the interaction survey. This is when we're going to, I need to know when you guys can come and get your headsets because you guys are going to start needing those starting in about a week. So I want to get this kind of, done with, out of the way so we can move on to other more fun stuff. But so please do that if you've not already done it. I want you guys, I'm giving you guys kind of a discussion question. Okay. So, we talked about what is virtual reality. Here's that article from Brenda Laurel. She was one of those kind of, computer science artists, kind of, taking, kind of moving into the VR space. I want you to read it. It's not that long, it's probably like a 5-minute read. And after reading it, discuss what the author, Brenda Laurel, talks about with virtual reality. What according to her, what are the aspects of virtual reality? And then do you agree with that? Is there something else you think is missing from virtual reality? And I'm not saying that she's wrong, but this is just one perspective. I think she has a right to have her perspective, being someone who is an emerging artist at that time, but she doesn't necessarily mean she's the only person who can have thoughts on this. So, like, what do you feel about her thoughts? Would you add anything, that kind of stuff? So please fill that out. That is due by next Friday, not Friday coming up, but February 7th. Okay. The other thing I want you guys to do is we're going to practice world building. Okay. What I want you guys to do is use Frame VR, and you're going to build your own world. Okay. So you're going to build your own world using the tools that I talked about in the videos. I would like the world to have a theme. Okay. Now that can be a literal theme, like we're in the jungle, we're underwater, we're in a school, or it could be more like abstract, like love, serenity, in some of those, videos I showed you, or some of those experiences, especially like Charles Dave, Char Davies, hers were definitely much more abstract. But there were maybe themes of like, in it that could be like, complexity or, so if you want to have like a more abstract theme, that's fine. I would like the world and the items in the world to kind of reflect this. Okay. So I'd like you guys to make your own environment. Remember, go back and watch the video where I explain how I did this using Blender. You can use Blender or any other 3D program to create the environment. Make sure it's saved as a GLF so you can import it into framevr.io. I want you to have at least 10 models. These can either be models that you make yourself in Blender if you want to do that, or you want to bring in some old models you made, or you can find them online. I gave you guys a couple of places. You can use Sketchfab, you can use Polypizza, other places. Just make sure they're saved as a GLF file. You may have to convert them. I did a video about how to do that. And I'd also like there to be some audio, okay? I talk about how to add audio in one of the videos. It has to be an MP3 file. I just think that'll add to the world a little bit. So you'll create that and you're going to submit it, submit me the URL. So remember that there's a URL that you get under your frame. I want you to copy and paste that to this, but I also want you to copy and paste it. There's a discussion question called build a custom world in Frame VR. And I want you to paste it there. Okay. The reason why I want you to do that is eventually when people start getting their headsets and getting them to work, we're going to test out other people's worlds using the headset. Okay. If you have any questions about anything I just talked about, feel free to email me, David Hurwich at sfsu.edu. I'm also holding my office hours tomorrow or today's or not today, sorry, on Friday, January 31st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, so if you have any questions, you're welcome to, come and ask me questions and that sort of thing. Okay.